Simpson. And Japan have gone absent without leave. This is Whitmore. Hall and Gale both available. It's still Whitmore. It is the Reggae Boys who take the lead.
Ballchat. Greetings, football lovers. Welcome to Ballchat podcast, the show where we review some of the week's major news in the world of football. I am Benton. He's Junior. Yeah, family, he looks a little bit depressed because of Manchester United, but other than that, I'm alright. Junior, my brethren, my family, how you doing, fam?
You know, before the last, 10, 15, 12 years, I never go green. I look there.
Yeah.
Watch it.
You can't.
One day, this is the Jadon Sancho patch.
You can't get some men's dye and just dye up the thing, brother.
No, but that died with grey hair. I'll tell you something, Dad. It's a grey hair.
Yes.
It feels nice.
It feels nice.
It feels nice.
I use that black shoe polish we used to use as youth. When we used to black with shoes.
Tell you what, when Manchester United beat Bayern Munich at Allianz Arena, next week I'm going to come with a posh haircut.
All right. See that again. You know what? We are allowed to dream, family. We are allowed to dream. Football family, you know how we do it. We have a packed show ahead for you. We're going to review the week that was in the world of football. Come on is absent again today, so big up yourself. Come on, chat safely out the road. We have top of the show, Ballers and Bugs, highlighting the impressive players of the week. Bugs being the unimpressive players. We're going to discuss the EPL, get our thoughts on some major news in the world of the EPL. Manchester United, Liverpool, Chelsea, among others. Take a look at the results that weekend that was in the EPL action. We'll look at Milan Derby. Big game in the Scudettos. Inter Milan is probably one of the hottest teams in all of European football right now. We'll take a look at what's going on with Paul Pogba, boy, the brother Salt, and his latest development around Paul Pogba, and what are the implications for his tenure at Juventus. We'll discuss Jamaican football, Reggaegirlz coming up against Canada, and we'll wrap up with some thoughts on yard schoolboy football because my brethren them at Pembroke Hall, big up yourself, them got 16 from St. George's College, big up yourself. Blessings, Kofi Paul, big up yourself, family. Michael Black, big up yourself. Salute, family, running in. Send on your ballers and bugs if you have them, send them on. Junior ballers of the week, family, who do you have?
Yo, it's a Henrik Mkhitaryan. Seems to be the renaissance, man. Or maybe him just love playing against AC Milan. But after what we saw last year in the Champions League semi-final, you would think AC Milan would forward and fix up them midfield, don't it? No, Inter Milan still a drive a truck through the midfield. But forget to Inter Milan, that Inter Milan midfield overran AC Milan. It was horrible. It was shambolic, like someone will say. It was blasphemous, like Stephen here would say. Crazy. 5-1. We feel good. Kind of bad you. Anyway, so Inter Milan midfield definitely showing out. The Hurricane adjustment in Germany. Yes, they drew, but Hurricane seemed to have found a niche, have found a place where I was one of the people that would doubted that move and say Hurricane, like any English baller, go foreign and then go wash out. The man can't stop score. And he seems to be a perfect fit for Bayern Munich. So I have to love that. So I give it to Hurricane as well. And Dion Primetime Sanders. What a game yesterday. Better yesterday was so fast. But up till 3 o'clock this morning, I watched University of Colorado versus Colorado State University. And what a great game. Double overtime. Bit of business is not football or football. Man Utd garbage. So I have to support another side. Deion Sanders, my ball of the week. Him walk the walk, him talk the talk. Ten Hag Take notice.
Football family, we have come on is on the air. Mic check. Is on the phone. Come on. Hello. Come on, can you hear us now?
You can't hear me.
Yes, we can hear you. You're coming in clear. Come on, big up yourself. Let me see if I can get you on camera for the people.
No camera. I am running out. I have a game, so my referee stuff. So I'm gonna head out in a minute. But me have to join because the convention have to go on.
All right, get it out because we have to deal with you and Junior. Junior is now watching American football, American college football. That is not even professional, just to get away from the stress. But your ballers
me can't laugh either. But hold on, Junior. But me can't laugh over Junior either because I was up watching it too. So it look like birds of a feather.
Yes, the bugs, the bugs are amongst are amongst us.
Hey, we're in good company. But listen, so from my ballers, right? I have to say my ballers. I have to talk about Richarlison. We give him a lot of grief, but Richarlison had a goal and an assist in stoppage time to help Tottenham to win, even though it's a 10-man Sheffield. But he has been going through a lot according to his teammates and whatever. Mental health is something that they're talking about as well. So big up to him. Roberta and Brighton continue to show us that you don't have to buy £80 million player or £110 million player to have a successful football club. And all people are talking to carry on. They have to use Brighton as a model. You get them cheap, you get them for $5 and sell them for $500. And at the same time, you are winning games, beating up idiot side. So I have to take my hat off to Roberta and Brighton and of course Richarlison. Those are my ballers of this week.
And you said you're heading out from court to referee.
I have a little bit of time. I have 15 minutes. You can go and talk.
Okay, because I didn't want to get your bugs in before you leave. My ballers of the week, Jeremy Ducko, baller, winger for Man City, look exceptional. Man City came back and defeated West Ham 3-1. The youth scored and did the gritty. You mean, big up yourself. Pep Guardiola said post-match, no, that is a proper winger. Jack Grealish, take notice. Ballers of the week also to one Mr. Tariq McGee. Exceptional goal. And Junior, you can bad mind again this week. Hold your corner. Exceptional goal for Colorado. Switch back. And Tariq McGee is even defending. Big up yourself. You get a ball of the week. And the pot cover from the Jamaican Haiti game has appeared for Junior. So, as he covers his face. Ball of the week to Marcus Thuram. Marcus Thuram has been outstanding for Inter Milan. I'm not going to drop no name on the other brother there. But drop no word on the other brother there. But Marcus Thuram, goal in the Milan derby. Instrumental playing the forward line with Lautaro Martinez. So big up yourself, ball of the week. Bugs of the week, family. We soon get your ballers and bugs in. Come on, go and run away quickly from us in a little bit. So we're going to get her bugs of the week. And we know that she have to vent. Go ahead, come on.
Of course, Chelsea heads Chelsea, of course, have to get bugged. I mean, complete and utter bug. I don't know what else to say about my side. I asked a question this morning. If Chelsea is a football club or a go-go club, is Chelsea an exotic club? No, me never say so. Because nobody get any pleasure out of watching Chelsea. That doesn't make no sense.
I wish I have a round of applause button that I could press, because nobody gets any pleasure after watching Chelsea. Junior, why we can't find a round of applause button, engineer?
We can't be here next week.
It is so disappointing. And again, Chelsea is an example as to why you shouldn't go out there and spend a lot of money on players, on expensive players, and don't have a philosophy. I don't know if Poch is going to last come Christmas. If this continues, Chelsea just looks like a shell of itself. We can't score, even though we had Nicholas Jackson, who is one of Junior's favorite footballer in Premier League. Nicholas Jackson was hailed as the next Drogba, the next sure thing, and we're just not seeing it. And once you have Conor Gallagher with a captain armband, you have to shake your head because Conor Gallagher good. Like, what is this? This is crazy. I don't have any players on Chelsea side who I can really say can change the game on a drop of a hat. Nobody at all. And that is really troublesome and bothersome coming from a team that spent almost a bit, how much beside value?
5 trillion. Oh, 5 trillion.
Okay. A lot of money. So them say, one boy, I go buy one club. When I go buy Sporting CP,
Yes,
they say that him go buy as a him have a right because he has all these players. What is he going to do with them? So Chelsea, and of course, I have to say Manchester United. I'm going to leave some for Junior, but I know he's disappointed. You know, they should have at least come away with a point. But they're not doing well. Nobody can blame Harry Maguire because this was all, other people. Junior, I'm gonna leave it still for you, but trouble in your little camp. Trouble in my camp, but trouble in your camp. I never say answer nobody, but whatever. AC Milan, really and truly, AC Milan really sit down and make Inter Milan bag them up. Man. Bug. So Chelsea, the entire Manchester United, the entire Chelsea, and the AC Milan. Those are my bugs of the week. Also, an honorable bug to Garfield and some of the Liverpool man them who talk about Salah must leave. Although me this is it, but anyway, I'm a Liverpool fan.
Big up Coffee Paul says, Bugs, Chelsea, and Pochettino. BM says, if I played, salute, big up yourself, BM. BM says, if I played on a team and got 16-0, I would quit. Michael Black says, Bugs, Rashford, and Ten Hag. Big up Dalton Stewart. Dalton says, ballers are Liverpool. Of course, Brighton and Cole Spurs. Ball of the week for BM. The Haiti, ball of the week, Haiti for getting a draw in Jamaica with key players missing. Richarlison is Brazilian version of Boza. Big up El Pistolier. El Pistolier says, if I was Cameroon, I would stay away. And Dalton Stewart says, Bugs are Pan United, 8 Hag, Sheffield United, and the 100 trillion side with 50 ballers on the bench. Junior, over to you, family. I will get to their comments, but Bugs are the family.
Hold on there. Them did me ask you. I think them did miss me. Hey, quick question for you. What I mean by Richarlison is the Brazilian version of Boza? Is that bad or is that good? Cause what?
I guess prior to Richarlison scoring, he was gonna be the Brazilian version of Boza. So the statement was correct prior to yesterday's goal. I'm just reading between the lines. And big up my brethren, Shamar Nicholson. Big up yourself. But a long time Boza can't score a goal. And we know Richarlison go through some things. A long time the brother couldn't score a goal either. So big up yourself. Hopefully him get all the good, all the help him need. Big up to Jeremy and Levy. Yo, Junior, bugs of the week for you, family.
Yo, my bug of the week is Jadon Sancho. Harry Maguire mother. The people that enabled Paul Pot. Listen to me.
Harry Maguire mother?
Harry Maguire mother. Benton, let me tell you something, Benton. You see, my mother watch the show. And my mother know. Hey, let me tell you something personal. You see, my mother did fly come America, come do our studies and do our schoolwork, right? And my mother come back and visit Jamaica while she do her PhD. She come back to Jamaica and thing. Me I go Wolvers. Me have 7th grade. And we have PE. And at PE time, this time of the year is basketball, right? So that was stinking shoes. And my mother say, you can't carry the stinking shoes and go to school. They have to carry a neck shoes. I'm say, mommy, I don't football, I don't play, I don't cricket, I have to go play upon the blacktop, I have to play basketball. You know what my mother said? Use fair shoes. No, but I'm not gonna lie. 7th grader, young and dumb, is a Nike. Someone say, yeah, all right, mommy, give me a Nike shoes and me carry that go. When we carry that go to school, I'm going to start take it out, right into the changing room and fuck out the shoes. Me hear a man say, Pringle. Is a girl shoes that in a Pringle? I'm going to look around and say, what you talk about? And they, a whole man's all boys school, the whole class said, Bombard! Pringle, you wear girl shoes! Netballer! I call me netballer. Benton, I cry. I fall up in that one ball, I sit on that ball in the changing room. And my mother come pick me up and say, Mommy, you give me woman shoes so go wear, go play. My mother said, well, so what? Did you die? No, all right, come in the car and go home. I'll go back and deal with it tomorrow. But I remember what your mother do. Take to social media. Oh my God. I feel so sad for my son. He's a multi-millionaire and people are booing him after him score 1 goal. Listen to me, Harry Maguire, mother. I don't advocate for violence against women. But if me was Harry Maguire, I'm going to throw a pot cover after you. You just set him up. You just set up Harry Maguire life. Harry Maguire can't play football for Manchester United again. Bug of the week, Harry Maguire, mother. You're too full, man. Sure. Who else? Jadon Sancho.
And the disclaimer, those are the views of Junior Pringle and not Ballchat, but pot cover of Harry Maguire, mother.
One pot cover should even. I know where's this a pot cover? Jadon Sancho. You're a professional footballer. If you're a professional footballer, the only way you can hurt a professional footballer feelings is taking him off the field. What is idiot do? Go take picture. Oh, me now watch a Brighton game. Me go watch an under 18 game because me go show on say 10 are gonna miss me. Yo, brother. Again, I don't advocate for violence against women. I don't advocate for violence against children or adolescents. But chance our little girl picnic, man, him deserve a box in their face that woman. Pogba, the people that were there on Pogba.
Those are the views of Junior Pringle and not Ballchat.
The people that were there on Pogba. I don't know who is around Pogba. You know what, Benton? And come on. I have no proof of this. Let's say a testosterone. Let me tell you what happened. Me feel say Pogba go in a bridging bag. I take out a blue chew and chew the blue chew. I go take the blood test.
Benton, okay, thank you.
We have a brand to uphold, Jeremy and Levy. We can't bother with this thing here. We can't bother with them thing here. Are you finished with your bugs of the week, family?
Yeah, but I hate that.
I will discuss Paul Pogba. Jeremy and Levy said balls are rubbish for Jamaica. BM says that's a bad thing. They both struggle in front of goal. Jeremy and Levy say Harry Maguire, Harry mother. All right, Junior, you're sure off now with the PhD talk. El Pistolier said, trust me, the whole Woolmans remember that. Man are playing netball, brother. New name for them man.
Yo, obviously the whole school's a netballer, you know. The whole school, netballer. I'm going to say, oh, the backside of going.
Yeah, I'm going to brother Dave. All right, come on. We don't say you have to run. Come on, I have to go referee a game, family, and don't know. Want to get your thoughts on this weekend's action in the EPL, the results, and so forth.
Let me see. Which game was really? I think I enjoyed Wolves versus Liverpool. Only reason because Liverpool they weren't playing well in the first half. So Wolves kind of had them on the back foot. But they actually dug deep. Maybe Klopp going to the locker room and box everybody. You know them video where the coach box everybody and give them a pep talk and then come back out, firing on all cylinders. So for me, Liverpool versus Wolves was one of the best games this weekend. Yes, Tottenham, yeah, they would have won. Sheffield, was down a man. So I mean, it's not a good game, but I'm really excited when a team, have an advantage. The Brighton Man U game, I was a little bit surprised. I expected a good game, but not a 3-1 loss by Manchester United. So that was something again. I don't know if Everton will ever right the ship. I don't think that they're in a good place right now. And I don't know if our coach, Sam, will be, at the head come December. Everton, they're not in a good place right now. Which other game? I don't want to talk about Chelsea. Just ridiculous. It was boring. Leon Bailey scored a late goal. I think they're saying that it's one of the latest goals since 2013. Something that I think I saw. That Leon Bailey's goal was one of the latest goals scored by a substitute or something like that in the Premier League. And that's basically it. No other game kind of, was anything different or anything that I didn't expect other than dirty Chelsea. But go on.
Yeah, while weekend in the EPL, Leon Bailey with the goal in the 98 plus 11 minutes, right? 101 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Goal. So it's late goals for in this weekend's EPL action. Before we continue our EPL roundup, my bug just want to squeeze this bug in. Small bug. Our Matheus Cunha for Wolves. Pedro Neto embarrass one Mr. Gomez. Now him still a fix up himself after the salad. And Pedro Neto put it on a plate for Matheus Cunha head the ball into the back of the net. And the man jumped too early, brother. Come on. And him say my striker. Very good player running at defense. But can't score a goal to save him life. Or two. Matheus Cunha, come on down. Maybe them need to change him position. Bug of the week, that. Junior, results that stood out for you this weekend. As Camon said earlier, Manchester United stood out. Wolves, Liverpool stood out. Other games results that stood out for you?
The Chelsea game stood out to me heavy still because coming off an international break, you're playing against inferior competition, and you would think Pochettino would figure it out. I am still expecting Pochettino to figure it out, but that Chelsea game to me really raised my eyebrow. And honest to God, I never really expected Man Utd to beat Bournemouth, to beat Brighton. That wasn't expected. But that Chelsea game to me is the one that we're looking at and say, what really going on? Because you don't hear anything coming from the locker room, right? There is no yo, wagwan, so this a man don't feel good, this a man vex. So everything seemed to be going right. But why they can't get the result and the feel that they need? That's the question to me. And you're looking at this week is kind of a trap week for these teams that are going to play in Europe. Because you have Champions League, you have the whatever league coming up, the Europa League coming up. All of these league games coming up in the midweek, coming straight off an international break. We look, everything else was status quo to me. Newcastle seemed to be right in the ship a little bit. Yes, it's a poultry one love, but Eddie Howe's seat might get a little bit cooler now, right? But the Chelsea game to me is the one. I was actually expecting Chelsea to come. I mean, not pick one come on, but I was expecting Chelsea to find a way.
Yeah, come on, and just to follow up, discuss a little bit more deeply about the Chelsea versus Bournemouth game. To be somewhat fair, they came close to scoring, right? Millimeters to scoring, because the ball was on the line. Pochettino said that he equated some of these players or make an analogy regarding Zinedine Zidane and some of these players in that when Zinedine Zidane joined Real Madrid, it took him about 8 months to get going, and he was a veteran, so to speak, air quote, in his career. Whereas these are young players, 19, 20, 21 years old, that Chelsea fans are expecting to deliver week in and week out. And he thinks that maybe we should adjust the expectation a little bit. Is that a valuable reason? Come on, what Pochettino is saying. I mean, I know him lick him head when him associate or use Zidane name with some of them players, yeah. But I get what he's trying to say.
I mean, I get what he's trying to say. I get what he's the nonsense of him. What is this foolishness? Listen, I say something to you. The only players I give passes are players who are coming fresh out of the academy. If this is not your first season as a professional football player, I don't want to hear any excuses. Modric is not a rookie, right? Why are we not getting what we paid for? See, Arsenal fans, them I say, them lucky, them never sign him. Them happy, them never sign him. I'm not saying he's a bust, but football is a what are you doing now kind of sport. Yes, I don't think Chelsea went out there and spent all this money for potential. If that was the case, they would have bought a whole bunch of players, and like the Brazilian, where them get and send gone on loan, right? Nicholas Jackson is not a rookie, right? They're coming from clubs that they paid big money for. Fernandez is the same, God, can't swear, is the same way in play for him country. What is this? Raheem Sterling? Come on now. Silva, Gallagher, Gusto, Sanchez, Chilwell. What is he saying? I don't understand. Why must we taper our expectations? If you went out there and you bought these players and brought them in, you never tell me say it was a project. We never know say we are buy players to Chelsea B squad. If that was the case, then you get the players who can come on the pitch, and it don't have to be a project. Stop making Americans them running come back. It would never be the Russian. So I don't understand what he's saying. I can compare with who is he comparing with? Listen to me, man. It's hard being a Chelsea fan. I'm going to be really honest. I used to tease Arsenal fans, but now I absolutely understand how they felt, and I really should apologize. This makes no sense. He is losing the plot. You can't have an expensive front line, and then you're going to look at us and tell us that, okay, we spent almost 400 million on the front line, but we can't get one goal. You got to talk about almost score. Benton, cut out the foolishness. Almost does not give us 3 points. This don't make no sense. Chelsea, last season, Chelsea was not consistent when it came to wins. We would win here, skip a month, we draw, lose, then win 1-1. That is not a good and a big club. I'm gonna tell you already. I don't even know. Maybe Chelsea is just a regular nightclub. One of them club that we're going to have two little disco lights on the top and you talk to two loud, not two girl ears, and then you go home, because this makes no sense. Chelsea is a rudderless ship, and I don't know if Pochettino is the man for the job. I don't want your excuses. We want to see product on the field. Yes, Chelsea had, when it comes to the stats, apparently Chelsea had more possession, more passes, more the accuracy, more fouls, more yellow card, more offsides. I mean, like, come on now. Madness, man. Madness.
Junior, you've been a champion, and I share some of Cameron's sentiments. Definitely understand her frustration. You've been a champion of Pochettino, and we know same a coach. Well, we have the evidence is there, right? In other locations, no same can coach. These players have performed quite well in other environments, right? Hence the hefty price tag. What do you think is the reason for this? This just unproductive is what? England? Is it the weather? Is it the climate? The football? What? Why is it taking so long for Chelsea fans to see a competitive, well-oiled product on the field?
You see, Chelsea, like Kamot said, Chelsea was always a rudderless ship from Potter days, right? Remember Potter brought in all these defenders and him still have to depend on Thiago Silva, right?
Yeah.
I remember Chelsea was sifting goals left, right, and center last year. Who to score and I give up goals. Or give up the worst time goals, right? And not because I'm not a Chelsea fan, but I'm going to make the same argument for Man U, but Man U have it a little bit different than Chelsea. The reason why I look at this game and said Chelsea had to get the win, by push or by crook, them had to get the win because of them upcoming fixtures, right? I think is unfortunate what's going on with them, but one thing every team needs to know, everybody needs to know about them team. Every year, you go through a purple patch, you go through a patch of bad games. Some teams start bad and then become good later on. Some teams start good, then they lick a bad patch. We know Chelsea and Man U not winning Premier League. We know that. Right now is a race to top four, right? There are going to be games where you look back and say, we should not have dropped points. This game where Chelsea does draw should have never been a drop. You should have never dropped points. When you look at Chelsea's upcoming fixtures, Chelsea next game, them host Aston Villa, then them host Brighton. Aston Villa is playing some ball. Brighton will know play some ball. Those two games to me are key because when you have idiot coaches, I'm not care what nobody wants to. I rate Pochettino. I think Pochettino is a good coach. When you look at a coach that goes in crisis mode, they do one of two things. The reason why I am a big Bielsa fan was when the ship was sinking at Leeds and Bielsa come out and said, why should I change? If we change and we lose, then we're definitely done. When Solskjaer was at Man U, the second Solskjaer change, he lost Manchester United locker room. These next two upcoming games, I am curious to see how Pochettino approach these games. Because Pochettino can approach Villa and especially Brighton and say, you know what? Let's come out with a draw. Let's play for a 0-0 draw. Or if we're going to hold him team to the sword and say, no, we're going to play a certain type of football and this is how we're going to play. If Pochettino is the coach for Chelsea, if Pochettino is the coach for the future, him have to hold him team to the sword and play the expansive football that they want to play. If we're going to lose, we lose. But with that changing, we're not going to play a two-holding midfielder. We're not going to lock shop. We're going to go out there, we're going to play a ball. And that's what we expect from Chelsea.
Chelsea currently sitting in 14th position. Big up Chinny Chin Chin. Chinny Chin Chinny. Bridging Chin. Yo, pivoting to Manchester United, because we don't know, come on, I forgot. Want to get her thoughts on Man United game against Brighton. Junior rightfully said, come on, earlier that he didn't expect Manchester United to win at Brighton. Brighton admin posted that they love winning at Manchester United. I will pull up the exact quote here. Brighton admin post back-to-back at Premier League wins here. We just love playing at Old Trafford. When Ten Hag took over, he said, quote, I admire that both Man City and Liverpool, they play fantastic football, but eras come to an end, end quote. Are you seeing something that's transitioning to a dominant or any sort of change in Manchester United? Come on.
How can a question that you ask the I? See what?
I mean, my brethren linked me one night and I said, yo, sit down there. In fact, we did one barbecue last night. Big up my brethren, Callie and the wifey and Ray. And a Manchester United fan forward and a drinking beer. And him say, brother, he mad. He man I say, yo, it's almost like a Oli 2.0. I think I go on around here. A man say, yo, you know what, let me get a drink of rum. Because he was so angry about what's going on with the club. So, that's why I'm going to follow up with the question.
Listen, I think earlier in the season, Junior was excited. him get some new players. We get Jonah. When you said the Alan 2.0 you did get, and you say him that he would compliment Rashford. I think that you did say one at a time.
No, no put words in my mouth.
Something to that effect. Then you excited about Alan.
He cannot recall. He cannot recall.
Oh, okay. Right. And then you go on, you say, them say there is not the answer. David is not the answer. And coming with a goalkeeper who him leak more than any running pipe you can find. Him leak more than the standpipe than a St. Mary. So I don't know. Junior's club is in disarray. The fidget, the spinner, he's in problem. I don't know if Man Utd gonna take him back. You know, but we have real deep concerns. They're not going to spend our money like Chelsea. So you can't really say them go there and spend a bag of money. But I think there's real deep concern for Manchester United. Now you have a player who is juniors done, Sancho, who, you know, there's a picture of him watching the U18s train. It is mind-boggling to say, you know, you have this player who can assist Manchester United while they're having their issues and them turmoil, and them still banish the young man. So them have off the field issues that I think are affecting on the field performance. But other than that, I saw nothing from Manchester United versus Brighton that showed that Manchester United really want to challenge for the title this season. Not yet. They've done the with Chelsea. They were 13th and Chelsea are 14th. But it's early still. I don't think anybody should panic. They just need to fix it. And I think Junior's coach is good enough to kind of shift and tweak things a little bit. But it will be interesting to see how Manchester United navigate this part of the season.
Let me tell you something. Like I said, Chelsea and Man Utd are a little bit mirror images of each other. But Chelsea's schedule don't afford Pochettino slipping room for give up points that he did this weekend. Manchester United next 9 games. At the end of October, coming up at the end of October, the last game they played in October is against Manchester City. Then play against Bayern Munich this Wednesday. We're going to lose against Bayern Munich, right? Fine. But by the next Ballchat show, we are going to be talking about how Manchester United, I'm not telling you right now, not telling you exactly how next week's show going to go. Arabat and Afram and whatever I want him, Safram and Casemiro, yeah, them boss the midfield against Bayern Munich. Manchester United have a wing problem, but Ross was playing good enough and provide enough pressure against Bayern Munich. But them come back and destroy Burnley. Look at the fixtures. Man Utd play Burnley. Then they play Crystal Palace in the Cordoba Cup. Then play Crystal Palace again in the Premier League. Then they play Galatasaray. Then they play Brentford. Then they play Sheffield. Then they play Copenhagen. If Ten Hag is the coach for Manchester United, if he is good, out of those 9 games, 8 games with us call, well, 7 games. Start with Bayern Munich, end with Manchester City. If Ten Hag is the coach for Man Utd and the coach of the future, you figure out some way for trip stock fat and get a draw Wednesday. And you can easily run off a 7-game win streak going up against Man City. We're going to lose versus Manchester City. But the conversation can change so quickly because of how the schedule is laid out. All that have to happen is you keep everything buttoned up. When I hear people out of the locker room, you know, again, just like Chelsea, you don't hear people out of the locker room, you don't hear dissension, you don't hear players attack. That tell me the locker room is healthy. You just need some luck.
I mean, big up to the family. BM says Trinidad Maestro Kylie Every has been signed by Mount Pleasant. Hope Tapa don't stifle the ball, creativity. Kylie is a very good player. Kaylee or whatever. Yeah, Kaylee is a very good player. Big up to Mount Pleasant on that transfer. You
Well,
know,
wait a minute, I put it in my yard ballers report, but I wanted to shout out Mount Pleasant, who is the Jamaican version of Man City.
well, they only won one title, right?
Hello?
But them a buy everybody.
But
Oh, do you know what
Chelsea
important?
are by everybody and now
Hold-
win nothing. So
Hey, hold on.
let's kind of weird. They won
That
one
is,
title.
but you realize,
the-
that I never compared him to Chelsea. I compared him to Man City.
No,
So that's what
the
he's
Man City
doing.
comparison too far. The both
So
are
what
too
did it
far.
ask me? Who's that? BM?
No.
No. Who mentioned him?
Yeah, BM did.
Ask BM if he thinks that he's using Mount Pleasant Avenue to get back to Europe. Ask if him think that is the strategy, because in my opinion, for a 19-year-old international player who has played in North America and Europe to sign from Mount Pleasant, no disrespect to Jamaican Premier League, but I think it is a step back. So ask BM if he thinks this is the route that the Caribbean players are going to take, seeing how Mount Pleasant sent was it Stewart sent our player Ghana Assyria.
Yeah. Make we say it's a different route. So BM heard the question definitely. So I mean, you don't have to ask him. Let's hear what he have to say. But we'll watch the space, see how the youth pan out. Very talented baller. We were talking about Manchester United, Chelsea. We want to get our thoughts on Liverpool quickly before we look at the table. But the only thing I have to say about Manchester United, Junior and Camon, is that, and the football fam, it's just, all them looking nice there on Sancho, Anthony, all those things need to get sorted out. And ultimately, Marcus Rashford passed would I say something more colorful, but pass the ball, brother. Pass the ball. There were quite a few times when Marcus Rashford should have crossed the ball to the Hodgson youth, and he did it once and youth missed a chance. But Marcus Rashford has to realize that as a winger, his first priority is to supply the centre forward and not take shot. Christian Eriksen make an excellent turn in our midfield and find Bruno, and Bruno outside our foot, and he put it to Rashford, and Rashford later off to Hodgson and he miss it. So you go. God go with them. Liverpool versus Wolves. The reason why I brought up Liverpool versus Wolves, come on. Liverpool went down 1-0, but found a way. Klopp pulled the strings immediately at halftime. Change shape. Tell Marcus McAllister to come hold a seat. Almost like he went 4-2-4 one time in the ball game. Is the old Liverpool back?
I don't know if the old Liverpool is back. I mean, Liverpool back in the day would have found a way. The old Liverpool still would have found a way to pull out a victory. And they would have found a way to lose it as well. I just think that sometimes you have teams that have a second gear, and I always tell people, they always complain and talk about, oh, Nunes, this and Nunes. I keep saying Nunes might not be the best person with the best touch, but he's a menace. I mean, like he's so disruptive that you don't even know what to expect with him. And now him come and he's scoring. So I think the confidence is there. Him have the speed, right? And he's not so afraid to go one-on-one. Like you have some players who, when them get the ball, first of them look for pass. Him look for drive towards goal. And I see where there's a passion and a hunger and an attitude, especially when he does not start. I think he's so angry because he thinks he deserves to start. So when he comes on the pitch, he brings that extra energy. I thought Wolves' energy kind of dropped in the second half as well because they started out fiery, right? So I just think that some coaches, and I said it before, that players play for Klopp. He's a player's coach. People love to play for him. And one criticism of Klopp is that when he likes a player, he plays that player out of position, in a position, injured, not injured. He does in 90 minutes, even when he's supposed to stop. My only criticism. But when you have a coach that you play for and is passionate about, the team and the players itself, you give 110%. And I think Liverpool was the better team in the second half. They weren't exactly played off the park in the first half. And I think they found that extra gear that brought the energy to the second half. And I must say that if Salah decides to leave, he's going to be missed. Yes, we can say he's selfish, but we want our attacking players to be selfish. We want our attacking players to go towards goal. He not score, but he provided assists and he made great contributions to the game. So I just think that Liverpool is a team that we can never count out. I don't know if they're good enough or strong enough to win the title this year, but for a team to not play well in the first half, go in halftime, come back out and score, to win the game, I think it speaks a lot about Liverpool players and the coach.
Pistolero says Klopp showing his pedigree with these substitutions of late. Yeah, man, we know Klopp a top manager. I mean, definitely good to see Liverpool buzzing back because you need a competitive league and we cannot depend on some teams to honor that competitiveness. So good to see Liverpool playing some football. Junior, I know say you're gonna go audio, right? Because you're gonna go. Yeah.
That way to get in.
Okay, all right. Come on, BM says that he thinks that what's his name is trying to go forward to Europe. That's the objective. That's the plan.
So that's a good thing now that people are seeing Jamaica as an avenue to move forward then. So Jamaica is going to get quality players, or all of the quality players are going to go Mount Pleasant, because if that's the case, then still Manchester City 2.0.
Yes, I mean, and of course, so that's a very good point, because BM even said, the club got Trevante Stewart to Serie A. I forgot, I forget if you start watch Celartina with Mr. Trevante Stewart. So yeah, so that would be huge. Evidently, is one more thing that would be more marketable for Mount Pleasant and Coach Tapper. We put players in bigger
but we don't want it to be lopsided though. We want good quality players from other Caribbean islands to come and play for other teams as well.
Yeah,
so if we're going to have all
tell the other team that we put players are foreign then.
Cavalier send one bunch of people come at USL, man, I want to you.
Yeah, but apparently USL is not it, the money I do. Scudetto. Standing, EPL standing, come on. And Junior, Man City on top. Luton and my brethren Amari Bell. In fact, bug of the week to Amari Bell. I give him a small bug after what go on in that Haiti game. Luton at the bottom. Any big notable things that you take away from the current standing? Chelsea 14, Wolves, Manchester United 13, Nottingham Forest up in 12, Fulham surprisingly doing quite well with Mitrovic. Any notable things to take away from the standing 5 games in?
With Mitrovic or without
Sheffield
Mitrovic?
United, Everton and Burnley and Luton are all winless so far, family. Yeah, go ahead, come on, sir.
I'm sorry, I missed that. Sorry.
No, I was saying Bournemouth, Sheffield United, Everton, Burnley and Luton all winless so far.
Okay, man. I mean, are we surprised though? I mean, that the usual subjects. Though we already said Luton will go back home, Sheffield like a join them. Who else will keep going with them? At this point, I think Everton is in real trouble of going down there with them. I am more concerned about the big name money spending clubs that are not winning games versus the poor team them who not that great losing games. We expect those things from them, but we don't expect a Chelsea and a Man U fair struggle. So I don't I Luton and them team there, that's okay. They have to go out there and spend some money.
Chelsea and Manchester United fans, we don't need to get accustomed to struggle. Just have to accept that. El Pistolero said the clubs in Jamaica are not willing to sort the international clearances. You won't find a great influx of international players in the local league. So maybe there's something that Mount Pleasant are do where other clubs now, according to El Pistolero. Inter Milan versus Milan, Milan derby, family, impressive victory for Inter Milan. They remain perfect in the Scudetto. Your thoughts on this one, family? Christian Pulisic look nervous like a deer in the headlights, family. Come on, Junior. Anyone?
That's a cupboard ball, I know. A cupboard of remember that is her Captain America.
Me. listen, as my happy feel.
You happy because him look nervous in a Milan derby?
Well, happy feel. We want me to say, I mean him gone. Him gone. He's not my player. I don't know. I don't care nothing about him. Speaking of that, I got to run, but I need to tell you, say Lukaku scored today.
Okay, big up. Finally for Jose Mourinho and Roma, all right? All right,
well,
Cameron's going to jump off. Junior is still with us. But your thoughts on, big up yourself, charge safely out the road, come on. But Junior, your thoughts on the game against Inter Milan and AC Milan, family?
No, I think the Inter Milan, I guess, because I would say comparing the team last year to this year and the Champions League semi-final, you would think that the space, like AC Milan coming in this year, would say, okay, we'll have to narrow the gap between Inter and us, right? But the gap's coming like it get wider. So,
yes, it definitely does. Definitely does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you have a question, some of the signings, because I think they still are trying to replace Kessie. I don't know if you get that vibe, but I think AC Milan, just like how we say Liverpool was trying to replace my boy from Netherlands for all these years.
Genie Wijnaldum.
Genie, yeah. I think AC Milan is having a Kessie replacement problem. That hole that Kessie left in the middle of the midfield, they just can't seem to plug it.
Yeah, big point about Kessie, and the important thing is that Kessie go Barcelona, and that was a flop transfer. Now they're over.
Right.
So I think both parties probably could have worked out a deal and keep him in that midfield for that team, but who knows? You know? Right.
Because I think that is where AC Milan problems start and finish. If they can fix that midfield, because Inter Milan is not really doing anything special. Yes, you have Mkhitaryan. Yes, you have Turan. Yes, you have all that ball. Them run hard at them. But fix the midfield. Just plug the hole.
You have to remember Hakan Kalaju, who's been outstanding for them still in that midfield. I mean, they might play some serious football. Before we leave the Scudetto, family, Paul Pogba, what exactly is going on in Bridging Paul Pogba? Reports coming out of Italy is that Paul Pogba has been provisionally suspended because of a failed drug test. He needs to do a follow-up drug test scheduled, I guess, this week or early next week to have a final. We need to look up how many games has Pogba actually played since he returned to Juventus. And now he's staring down a 4 years ban. What? Talk to me, Julia. What's going on?
You see that same question that you have, that pressure that you apply to him, that's what probably put him in the position that he's in right now. Because and not to switch sports, but this is common. And I crack a joke about the blue chew earlier. I was just joking. But Pogba tested positive for testosterone, right? So elevated levels of testosterone, that's what them test. One way of performance enhancing drugs are doping or whatever. The problem is, and let me say not to change sports, but when you see athletes in athletics, in Olympic sports, when them get hit with doping, majority of the time they are taking supplements that are not banned as yet, right? So you gonna take some trial drug, or you gonna try something called you somebody around you say this can help you get better well faster, and this no in the banned substance as far as we know, right? Or him just do it nefariously. Well, whichever way. But it's unfortunate. I think the pressure of trying to get back in time, not only to save your Juventus career, but to also save your French international career. Because Chouamini and Camavinga run down to their position right now. So the Euros coming up, you try to get back healthy. I think all of those played into Pogba trying some experimental drug. I don't think he did it on purpose personally. I think it's a supplement that he took that have the banned substance in it. And it's very common, it's very easy. If you go to GNC, there's a drink named Ultimate Orange. I don't know if anybody know about that, but Ultimate Orange is a supplement that you can take. And when I was in college, I would have played football. The coach give Ultimate Orange during workouts, like conditioning. And if you drink the Ultimate Orange, mentally you don't feel nothing. You can run full speed for like 30 minutes and you don't feel tired. And this is a product you can buy at GMC. Right? So that's how easy you can acquire a banned substance. And that's why I blame the people around Pogba. You have enough money, Paul Pogba. Have somebody around you that do the due diligence. Anything you put in your body, they make sure so it don't have any banned substance in it. You have to do your due diligence.
Yeah. We'll watch the space, see how this transpires with Paul, but big
no,
up
him done.
Well, I will wait. I mean, we want to see this youth figure out a way. Just something, I mean, Paul Pogba recently spoke about, relationships and money and how there were situations that led him to want to consider quitting football recently. So we'll see what's going on. Watch the space with Paul Pogba. Good luck to you, brother. El Pistolero says...
But Benton, yes. You see that statement that he put out? That is screaming somebody sabotage him. That is screaming somebody around him. Give him a supplement he's not supposed to take. That is what that is screaming.
Big up to El Pistolero says Inter just hit them on the counter regarding AC Milan and the Milan derby. Inter definitely good at that. Probably even better version of them on the counter right now. As it pertains to Pogba family, I get what you're saying, Junior, and I definitely share some of the sentiments and I understand some of the perspectives that you're coming from. There's a part of me though, Brethren, there's just too much pass around Pogba and Cascas and call it salt. One minute we hear about some alleged Obia, aka voodoo things are going on, and now this. And I recall seeing a video recently regarding the Saudi League, and Pogba was asked if he might follow the Saudi League, and him say you never know or something to that effect. So I don't know what's going on at Pogba, and I don't know if this is a way for a man or who try to get out of contract. I don't know. I don't want to put that out there, but something fishy, brother. Something is very fishy around here. And we know Paul Pogba is a baller. What happened to the Paul Pogba that we saw at the Youth World Cup, who was outstanding, and
he peaked early.
It's just a lot of passa and things around him that not necessary. It's me I deal with.
Yeah.
Before we go my way out, family, wanna get your thoughts on we have a whole heap of George Reggaegirlz coming up this week. We'll touch Reggaegirlz here in a second, but we just have to make sure so we highlight some of the jokes this week regarding Manchester United Junior. Boy, Domino's Pizza says that why not send a pizza to a Man United fan to brighten their day? We don't know if we just go and rub that in right there. So, I mean, Junior, you have any comments about Domino's?
Yo, Domino's cheese pizza nice, and me'll take a pepperoni pizza and a calzone and some wings. If you don't want to brighten my day, send it to me, please.
All right, let's wrap up and let's discuss some football in our own backyard. Reggae Boys drew 2-2 with Haiti. We had a watch along, family, and big up to our listeners who joined in. But we're just going to look at the standings of where things are in Nations League. And your final thoughts on this match there on the Nations League, League A games. Trinidad and Tobago leading Group A, Reggae Boys leading Group B. Top two go through. Panama second in League A, Group A. Cuba second in League B, Group B. Your thoughts on the recently concluded match there, family, CONCACAF Nations League, and looking ahead for the games that are coming up?
From a Jamaican perspective, Tuesday, we left Tuesday night with anger. Me personally had some form of anger, disappointment, anguish, turn into relief before I drop asleep, right? Now, 4 days, 5 days later, you sit back and you look back and you say, you know what? We have a side that can go down 2-0, regardless of who you're playing against, regardless of where you're playing. We have a team that can go down 2-0 and can batten down the hatches and come back and draw the game. That speaks to the talent. So my ending of the match there is, obviously all hope is not lost. Jamaica is still leading the zone. Our games, our goal is still ahead of us, which is easily attainable. It's all down to the coaching staff now. It's all down to the dentist. And some people don't like the dentist. Some people want to give the dentist extra time. I was one that wanted to give the dentist extra time. Now I'm somewhere in the middle. I need to see improvement. I think we'll play Grenada next. We'll go to Grenada next, if memory serves me correctly. We'll go to Grenada, our stamp of class. You've seen enough. Everybody's seen enough where we can sit down and say, this player fits the Jamaican system, or this player fits the overall direction that we're trying to go, and this player don't. We have enough evidence though. We have enough data on paper to say, this is our best level going, whichever is our best level, should be our best level going forward, and here's how we should approach the game. That is what I want to see next. Then I can say, okay, the politics is out of Jamaica football. Now we can look towards building towards qualifying for the World Cup. Because ultimately, that's the goal.
Yeah, man. For me, the final thoughts, just on Nations League, I echo the sentiments that you say regarding Jamaica. A little bit surprised that Cuba is doing so well in this group, but ultimately, Jamaica definitely have, like you said, Jamaica have their destiny in their own hands. I'm very much surprised and impressed with Trinidad and Tobago leading Group A. Very good 2 match days for Trinidad, and the top 2 teams go through. Let's see, hopefully the Soca Warriors can hold on and make it to the next round, both of these teams, because we want more of these teams from the Caribbean and to do well. You see me, I deal with you push each other and then finally raise the competitiveness of the Caribbean teams. You see me, I say, so good output from Trinidad and Tobago. Panama, let's watch. Panama definitely pull one of the favorites to definitely go through out of that group also. Pogba got rich and comfortable. BM says the man not hungry anymore. Trinidad is a surprise in Nations League. Hal Grimson not ready yet. I am not seeing any improvements from the Tapa era. Watch the space. I mean, as long as they maintain the results, ultimately the first objective is to make it out of this group and then into the next round of competitive Nations League football. Junior, Reggaegirlz versus Canada. Olympic qualifying game coming up this week. We'll do a watch along for this matchup as well. This Friday, September 22nd, 8 p.m. Eastern Time inside National Stadium. You wanted the JFF to make this game free, right? In bleachers, right? Was it you?
Yep. I want them to make it free. They should have made the Jamaica game versus Haiti free as well as the Honduras game.
$1,500 for bleachers, $5,000 for grandstand, $7,000 for VIP section. JFF,
Which is yeah. Which from our perspective, and I can't talk to people pockets. But when you do the exchange rate, if I give 100 for one, $15 to watch a World Cup side, yeah. That's not too bad.
The game should be on Paramount Plus, and we'll do a watch along BM on Friday. We'll get it figured out by Friday, but this game should be also on Paramount Plus, and for the international audience, it should be on the CONCACAF YouTube channel.
Yes.
CONCACAF, it's Olympic qualifiers, so Jamaica will play the first leg and then go to Canada to play the second leg. The Reggaegirlz can, first and foremost, Reggaegirlz must win this game. I mean, the squad list: Sydney Schneider, Rebecca Spencer, Leah Brooks are the goalkeepers. Defenders are Alison Swaby, Chantel Swaby, the Swaby sisters, and Denisha Blackwood. Kanya Plummer just recently signed with League Mex Club, Junior.
Yeah. I think other UNAM, one of the Mexican teams though. Yeah.
Yeah. Tierney Wilshire, Tiffany Cameron, Shoshana Campbell are the defenders. Midfielders: Vian Sampson, Drew Spencer, Atlanta Primus, Paige Bailey Gale, Ada Molokon, big up yourself to Ada. We forwards are Bonisha, Jody Brown, Salai Washington, Trudy Carter, Chenia Matthews, Cameron Simmons, Kayla McKenna. Notable absentee, Junior. Well, not notable absent via Havana Sloan family.
I think we're moving on for the Havana Sloan experiment now.
Okay.
So I wouldn't say it's notable, but I think we're moving on.
Yeah. So who's gonna be that creative nature in that midfield now? I mean, Havana was kind of the linchpin with that creative juices going forward. Drew Spence.
So Drew now, I would think Drew will be asked to play more forward. Now, the thing is this, though, I think these two games, the home and away against Canada, I think these are, the jury is coming out for coach. Because I think he did well carrying us to the World Cup, getting us to the second round. But for Jamaican women football to take the next step, is this head coach a coach that should be leading the whole nation? Because however the women's team play, that's how you should expect the young girls to play coming up in some form of a system, right? So they can plug and play. Are we setting up ourselves for the future? Or will we direction? That is the jury's out for their coach. And another thing that I am looking forward to is the unity or lack of unity amongst the players between the men and the women's side. Because after 2 games at the National Stadium, the men are ball about the field. What I think if the Jamaica women have got there and run some ball for the same field?
Well, we advocate for unity with both teams. They can help each other. BM says, what are your thoughts on many Reggaegirlz going to Mexico? Love it. Mexican League, Junior, one of the top women's league for me to watch. I mean, them play some good football, and it's competitive league. I mean, It's better
And it
than
matches our
sitting
talent.
and playing the Jamaican League.
It matches the talent that we are pushing forward.
Yeah,
I don't think our talent fit the NWSL or NWSL.
NWSL.
I don't think the talent that we are producing in Jamaica for women football matches that league. That league is a high energy, one touch, two touch football. We're not producing those type of players. We're not producing those players that for lack of better word, technically gifted for one touch football. I'm not saying we're not technically gifted, but we're not technically gifted for that type of football that they play in the NWSL. Mexican league is more possession based, and I think that's a league that our girls can flourish in.
BM says he thinks that Havana got blacklisted. Remember the GoFundMe controversy. Why? Maybe we have to watch the space what go on. We can always ask Lauren what are going on with Havana when time forward.
You expect Lauren to tell you?
Well, Lauren is normally honest, I'm talking mind, so we can always ask him what go on. Reggaegirlz versus Canada this Friday, 8 p.m. We're going to do a watch along. We're going to lively up ourselves and support the Reggaegirlz. A chance to go to the Paris Olympics. This is the first leg. Second leg is in Canada, so it's imperative the Reggaegirlz win this game. I don't think Janine Becky is back for Canada. I think Ashley Lawrence also suffering an injury, so the Reggaegirlz, I think, can win this game and should win this game at home if they want to definitely push this Canadian team. Champions League games coming up this week, family. You mentioned, before we go my yard, you mentioned earlier Manchester United versus Inter versus Bayern Munich, right? I mean, what other games are you looking forward to as I try to get this search button up?
I watch right now. Only one game I watch is Wednesday.
That's it?
That's it. Only game I really care about. I want to see how Manchester United perform against Bayern Munich.
Games on Tuesday in Champions League group stage, match day 1, family. Notable game, Newcastle in Champions League. Imagine that. Newcastle will take on AC Milan. Barcelona plays Antwerp. I only highlight Barcelona versus Antwerp because João Felix was impressive in his debut for Barcelona. Scored. This youth, I've been advocating for years, even before Messi left, that Barcelona should go get João Felix and build a team. But let's see what happens with him. He's on loan. Junior, other notable games. Let's
be honest, Benson, I hate that.
Arsenal versus PSV. Arsenal makes a return to Champions League.
Sure.
The notable game is the Manchester United versus Bayern. Yes, on Wednesday.
Yeah, and the PSG. What go with PSG? Cause they lose to who? Nice 3-2, right?
Yeah. PSG. Yeah, Nice defeated them on I think it was Friday night. Kylian Mbappe was a little bit ticked off with the celebration by I think it's Moffi that scored the winning goal, which I don't understand why Kylian Mbappe was upset. But no, this Kylian Mbappe is back and they have all their transfers and the window closed. Now it's up to Kylian Mbappe leadership and Luis Enrique and what they're trying to do. Can they achieve the ultimate objective of doing something special with this team? Marco Verratti gone, he did his farewell. Julian Drexler found another home. So it's now all hands on deck. Marco Asensio and all the transfers that they brought in. And we know Luis Enrique is a good coach.
Well, this is what Kylian wanted, right?
Yeah, this is what he wanted. So now we can see if it's truly going to materialize.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's see.
PSG versus Dortmund Tuesday the 19th at 3 p.m. And the big game on Wednesday is Manchester United versus Bayern Munich at the Allianz Arena. Manchester United better prepare themselves, because Harry Kane and company might have something for you. Just to remind listeners to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, tell a friend about the show. Big up to all the listeners as always. Watch along this Friday. We'll probably kick off about 7:30 p.m. or 7:40 p.m. thereabouts. Reggaegirlz versus Canada, first leg action. Reggaegirlz trying to get to Olympic football. Another box check. We have the if they can make it, because ultimately this will be another monumental achievement, right? Football family.
Yep.
Yeah,
continued growth. That leads to continued growth.
Yeah, man. More football, the better it is. Ballers need to play a ball, you know. Don't know.
Yep.
Don't know how it go. Football family, you can connect with us on Instagram at Ballchat Podcast. We're on Twitter at Ballchat1. We're on Facebook at Ballchat. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Big up to yourself, my brethren, my family, my stressful brethren. Engineer, big up to Camon and all listeners. Big up. We're gone on road, you know.